We all know after any welding repair, you've got to either shake it, hit it with a hammer, or test drive it. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have got us an emergency welding job. What do you think, Kev? What do you think, dude? Huh? Are you gonna help us on this emergency welding project? So here's the feeder that we got in the back of this Ram 50 1987 model, if I remember right. And this thing, well, first let me show you this side. Look at here. So this has been cracking, which is kind of a different deal in itself, but so I've done put me a temporary piece of pipe back here, 2 3/8 pipe, just slipped underneath the bolt on that other side. Support that a little bit. One day it was wiggling so bad that I thought I was gonna do an emergency bed build me a little flatbed for this little feed truck, but it kept hanging on, and I decided not to. I guess, I don't know, I thought it was fine and it would get by for a while, because the side of this bed, whenever the feeder's full, even whenever it's not full really, it sits here and rocks back and forth. So my brother-in-law, he thought, you know, we need to just tie something, you know, tie the bed to the other side of the bed. So I got to thinking a couple days later, I was like, I got some turnbuckles somewhere. So as you can see here, I'm terrible at pointing behind me in the camera, but as you can see here, we've got 2 turnbuckles on it, and that fixed the problem. But I noticed my legs right here were kind of at an angle. I didn't quite, you know, I was like, oh, I got it pulled over too much. But if I didn't pull it over that far, these wouldn't be as tight and it wouldn't hold. And I got to looking even closer. Actually, before I looked any closer, I took a bar and I lifted this leg up to shift it this way so it wouldn't be at an angle, because it was at an angle this way. Now I got to looking even closer and realized this all thread is broke on both sides, and this angle is not welded to this. So literally we've been riding around with broken all thread, and this thing's just been rocking right here. We could have very easily lost this feeder like so if the angle would have popped out. So all I'm going to do now is push this angle back underneath there, put a weld here and a weld on the bottom. Obviously it won't be adjustable, but if we ever want to make it adjustable again, that's the cool thing about being a welder, is we can cut it off and redo it, put new all thread, you know, we can redo it again. So to get us by so we can feed in the morning, I'm going to go ahead and make some welds. But to do that, I've got to get this little feed truck backed over to my welding car. Before we get carried away with our farm repair, I did want to let you know that the pipe fence course is now open for enrollment. We actually opened it a couple of days ago. If you're on our email list, you already know that. You may have already purchased it, or if you're in our community text, you may already know about it. If you're not on either one of those lists and you want to get notified ahead of time, like before I mention it in a video, you can go to our website, AROSSWELDING.school, and get on that wait list, and you'll get an email whenever we open it for enrollment. If you've ever had any questions or doubts or lack of confidence about building pipe fence, or you just need to know where to start, because there's a lot to it, you know, there's a lot of logistics involved in building pipe fence, mobile welding in general. So that's what the pipe fence course was created for. The idea is to save you money for starters. It's $350 for the course. We do have payment plans, but it's to save you money and time. That's one of the reasons we're so passionate about this digital age that we live in, because you can learn a lot in a little amount of time, and the idea is to save you money in the long run. So 350 bucks, you save yourself 10 years essentially, because that's essentially 10 years of my pipe fence fabrication experience and fence building experience wrapped up into 2 weeks or less, maybe more, depending on how long you take to get through the course. It's a go at your own pace. There's no rush whatsoever. That's another neat thing about it. You can reference it whenever you need to. That's another neat thing about it, is Kayla organized it nice and neat, broke it up into, you know, sections so you can research what you want to. easily. And so yeah, there's a lot of advantages to the pipe fence course. Want to let you know about that. Enrollment closes September 26th. So go check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. You can send those questions to 405-643-7176. Myself or Kayla will see them and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And guess what? I've already showered tonight. Been working all day down at the co-op. Been running this welding truck all day down at the co-op. And got home. I was all sweaty, you know, and I was like, now I'm gonna take me a shower. So I showered right after I got home. Then I found this out. So I had to go put some welding clothes back on. But for some reason, I'm not mad about it. I just enjoy projects. Got us some 7018 332. That angle is 1/8 of an inch thick, and I would guess that rec tubing right on top is that or less. It might be 1/8. Now, like I said, I'm using 332 7018. But first, I got to get my legs lined back up. So I'm going to jump in here and get all that lined up. One thing about it, at least it's shady, cool. At least it's cool. We're not in the hot sun. Oh yeah, got her lined up. Got her lined up good. I'm not gonna do any brushing or grinding. I'm just going to let the welding rod burn, and hopefully y'all can see it. It's actually a little bit warm, but that's kind of good because help us burn through this paint. You are green, if you will, I do recommend taking a wire brush, wheeling the paint off of there. On farm projects or, you know, painted stuff, like repair type stuff, it's easier to weld if the cleaner your metal is. Then my rod starts right there. Oh yeah, good. So, see how it wobbles? You can kind of see it. You can see it real good whenever you're driving within the mirror. Now that our legs are where they're supposed to be, we'll snug this up. Still leaning a little bit, but it was leaning real bad before because nothing was attached. See the lean right here, it's leaning back a little bit. But wait a minute. We all know after any welding repair, you've got to either shake it, hit it with a hammer, or test drive it. Look at how solid that is. Solid as a rock. Reverse. Confidence builder, you know what I'm saying? Do your little welding project, give her the old shake test, the old test drive. Makes you feel confident. That's what we want. We want confidence. And I always tell them it'll hold till it breaks. Oh yeah, solid as a rock. Thanks for stopping by this week. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to head on over to AROSSWELDING.school and check out the pipe fence course. Sincerely, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. Never hesitate to reach out with a question. Your questions help us know what to focus on, what to teach about in our online courses, what to make videos about. So never hesitate. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Any questions or feedback or any thoughts whatsoever, you can text them to 405-643-7176. Have an awesome week or weekend, and remember, learn something every day.